Welcome to another episode of the Headlight Restoration Pro, where I'll be showing you how to take headlights and fog lights like this and turn them into something more like this. Picture perfect, better than the day it rolled off the lot. It doesn't get much better than this. Let me tell you why and explain some things about Meguiar's, some myths and some misunderstandings about this Meguiar's headlight coating. Stay tuned.
The Headlight Restoration Pro. The best quality.
Can you stop it?
I don't know. With these weapons, I don't know.
Let's get down to business. This is a 2007 Toyota Sequoia, the biggest vehicle that, far as standard vehicle that Toyota makes. It's their big body SUV, very nice vehicle. They don't make too many of them. They're quite expensive, brand new, or any other year as Toyotas keep their value. So this is a very nice vehicle. But anyhow, the driver calls me up for headlight restoration to set up an appointment, and I've done work for this person before in the past, and they decided to get another car, and they said, I gotta call him my dude over here, the Headlight Restoration Pro, to come check out these lights. He said verbatim, word for word, I cannot see shit. And this person drives to work early in the morning and sometimes back home long days at nighttime this time of year. So this is the time of year when time changes, when a lot of people start hitting you up talking about they can't see shit, because now they're having to drive a good portion of their day in nighttime, okay, during the night, okay, in the darkness, on the way to work, sometimes on the way back to work. The sun's up a lot less, so this is the time of year people start noticing it more. But anyhow, this light and this video is going to be primarily about the Meguiar's headlight coating and all the bullshit and myths surrounding it and whatever. Why does it look so good? Why do the lights look so superior than other lights? Okay, it's my method, of course. It's the method as well. Okay, the method is done correctly. You can't have one without the other. If you know anything about like ceramic coating, okay, I always explain to people ceramic coating. I do ceramic coating, okay, and I do waxing, I do polishing, I do buffing, I do all these things, paint treatments, okay. I even do minor clear coat fix, I do minor painting, I do paint chip fix, I do more extreme things than ceramic coating. Ceramic coating is very small on the list. I do more of a restoration oriented level of stuff, okay, stuff that detailers don't want to do, pretty much. But with that being said, with this coating, it's just like I tell people all the time, ceramic coating, when they ask me, can you do it? Can you put it on my vehicle? And what does it do? And all this stuff like that. I tell them ceramic coating is just the cherry on top of the cake. Okay, you still have to make the cake. You have to get all the ingredients. You got to put them together. You got to bake it correctly. You got to ice it. You got to do all that shit. And then you put the cherry on top. Okay. So without the other cake, what do you have? You just have cherry, right? So it's not just the Meguiar's why my method looks, why my end product looks amazing. Why you can honestly, and I'm just being a realist, okay? You can honestly see other people's methods, and you can see other people's, how they do things. They use this product, they use this white bond, they coat after they use the 800 grit or whatever the case may be. My finished product looks better, and I can tell you, if it looks this good, that means 9 times out of 10 it will perform that good. Okay. To the naked eye, that might not always be the same thing, but some people can put 2K clear on the light and it's not going to perform as good. It might look really good or comparable or close to this, a professional job, but it will not perform as good because it is not a photo transparent structure. Okay, the clear coat is not photo transparent. With this Meguiar's, it is extremely photo transparent. which just means, it's visually transparent. You can see through it really well, which means the light sees through it extremely well. That's why it looks, why it has that wet, crazy look. Okay, why you can see all the little details inside the light, why it looks different. You guys don't know, like, man, why does this shit look so good? You don't know why or what's going on. Okay, and I'm trying to explain it to you a little bit without going too into depth. Okay, Meguiar's is a polymer. Okay, polymer just means anything that you ever see that has poly in front of it. It's a tech term or a biological term, or excuse me, not biological, it's a scientific term, chemistry term, okay? Poly is like a multitude or a multiple of things, okay? I'm not trying to get too crazy into it, okay? I'm not gonna, because it's not a science lesson, and we're not here for that, so I try to break it down so everybody can understand. So it's just a mix of a bunch of stuff, okay? A bunch of things that are almost similar once dried to the headlight surface, to the polycarbonate, okay? And this is one of the reasons why it sticks so well. It sticks very well. People are like, oh man, I don't trust it, and oh, I have to sand, stop sanding at 600 and then spray stuff on, because that's the only way it's gonna hold. I have never once had somebody come back, not even in the beginning of using this, okay? I've had other stuff come back and be like, hey, something's wrong with this, and I come back and I fix it, whatever, but never once with this product in well over 1,000 light, probably over 2,000 at this point of using this product, okay? Have had any peeling or anything like that. This stuff will damn near stick to glass, okay? And that's the thing, it's designed for headlights. It's designed to penetrate and adhere to headlights. When people are doing stuff like stopping, they're sanding at 600 and stopping it at 800, and the light is white, they're using a substance that's not designed to adhere to polycarbonate. It's not designed to be on headlights. So they're trying to do everything they can to make it adhere. And this is what, you see a couple videos on my channel that's like 2K clear, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I have another one coming up where it just starts peeling off. Even if you do it right, sooner or later, it just starts peeling off. It'll stay clear, but it will peel off, and it just looks like sick. It's weird, but that's because it's not designed to adhere on that, and it starts eroding and going bad underneath it. Okay, with this, it's like a vacuum seal. It's like most made for headlight products almost create a shell, okay, and they seal and they almost vacuum seal and go into the surface of the plastic. They really adhere. They all have things like kerosene or turpentine or these things like that. If you look at their chemical MDS sheet, they will have things in it. Be like, wait, that will melt a light. You'll be like, why does it have that in it? Why does it have paint thinner in it? What's going on? Won't that like melt a light or something? And they have these scientists have formulated these things to melt just a little bit, okay? And it has to do with adherence, okay? Not like it's gonna, it's not melting like, you see the Alien versus Predator or whatever the shit, and the alien has, the blood. It's not melting like that. It's almost unheard of and unseen, and you would never be able to see it happen. But it helps with the bonding process. It bonds to the light, okay? These other things are lacking these type of things. This is why this is such a good product, and these are such a good product. And headlight products in general, okay? This is the top notch. This is the big dog. Why? The number one reason is because how it looks, how good it's used, how self-leveling, how, number one, besides how it looks, okay? Everybody's vain. Like, okay, yes, my headlights look probably better than most people's headlights, okay? I'm one of the top dogs on the internet. I know that, okay? And where in my area, nobody can produce a headlight like me, okay? And that's just being real, and that's for very, very far. I investigate, I check people's workout, this and that, unless there's just somebody that's not on the internet or not, anywhere I can find out about. And even if they were, it's like you could only produce something on my level. There's not much more or much better it can look or perform. Which brings me into, besides the vanity part of it, it is a function. The number one reason why you get headlight restoration is because you want your headlights to function properly. When I do these headlight restorations using this Maguire, using my method and sealing it with this Maguire, it makes your headlights perform better than they should have ever performed. Okay, literally, that's why I say you get about 110% max efficiency once you apply this Meguiar's coating to a properly treated light. Properly meaning pretty much my method, or something similar to my method, where you're taking all the damage away by sanding, you're clear coating, and blah 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 blah. You're polishing, blah blah blah, even better. With that being said, this Meguiar's product, this Meguiar's Keep Clear headlight, will make your headlights perform beyond max efficiency. Okay, it is extremely, and I'm telling you, I've used on headlights on a working customers and on training and testing. I have used on headlights probably about 25 different clear coats that weren't designed for headlights. Okay, for headlights, I've probably used about 4 dozen different kind, and have experimented with 4 dozen different kinds and different applications. Okay, from towelettes to spray guns to mix your own shit to all these different things I've tried before. Okay, and I've done for a period of time until I decided this is not cutting it. This is not the level I want, because I want the highest level. Okay, so that's why my product and my methods have evolved and just continue to evolve, because that's what I want. But when I got to this, really, I've been doing this for years, because every time I try to change it or do something new, it just doesn't work. This is the cheat code. This is the cheat code in the Matrix, this headlight restoration method. With all that being said, this why it's so good is because it's going to make your headlights look better than anything you can spray on there, even if you don't do this method. Okay, but with my method, it's going to make, because if you use my method and you use a towelette or use something else, use something, it's going to still look probably better than most other people's stuff, just because you use my method. Okay, remember, my method is the cake, right? I didn't make Meguiar's, I just use it, right? My method is the cake, okay? Meguiar's is the cherry, the Meguiar spray is the cherry on top of the cake, okay? Don't forget that. But you can change the cherry up, you can put some other shit on there, you can put, whatever, and it will still, with my method, it will come out amazing, but it's a far cry to come out as good while using the Meguiar's Headlight Clear Coat. It's superior than anything out there. That's why it flies off the shelf. That's why they're, it's one of the biggest things that they sell, I'm pretty sure. So we have the looks and we have the performance. It's going to make your headlights perform better than they had originally performed. It's so optically transparent, okay, that it is insane. It literally enhances the ability of your headlights. Like, no shit. You look it up, whatever, it'll tell you it enhances the quality of your headlights by terms of functionality, or how it functions, which is throwing light, which is lighting the road so you can see at night. With other coatings, whether it's different applications or sprays, they have more issues with refractoring. Generally, not the ones that are made for headlights, because it has to have a certain level of photo transparency. Okay, it has to have a certain level of that light escaping. Ones that aren't made for headlights, that people are spraying this, this 2K clear, and people are spraying, all these different kinds, because there's multiple different kinds of 2K clear, but they're spraying every single one under the moon on a headlight, and then they're spraying all these other ones on there, and the light is being refracted, okay, which means it's being blocked, it's being scattered, which means basically if your light is meant to function at 100%, or even a better way to look at it, if this light is designed to beam straight across for 50 yards, right? Okay, it's supposed to escape the light. What happens is it hits this substance, whatever these people are putting on there, Krylon, acrylic, and all these other crazy shits that's not designed for the transparency or the optical transparency. Okay, and the light hits it and it scatters it. It not only blocks a little bit of it and reflects it back, but it scatters it, left, right, up, down, all this. So what ends up happening is you're supposed to be getting 100 yards of headlight, projected in front of your vehicle. Now you're dealing with, 60 or 50 or even less, depending on how much they put on your shit. But check that out right there. Pro tip. It's very cold. This is a morning job. You got to keep your stuff warmed up and ready to go. So coming up here, I'm going to be having different lights getting sprayed after this one. I'm probably going to talk through it just so I can show you a couple things and explain a couple things to you. One of the biggest problems people have is like, it's so good. Meguiar's is so good. They know it's better than anything else out there. People know this, okay? Everybody know this. You can look at a light that's sprayed with the shit and look at a light that's not and be like, the light was not, say both people who did it as master or both people are the same master at Headlight Restoration. You can say like, God damn, both these lights are amazing, but this one that's not Meguiar's is kind of flat, right? And you see this Meguiar's one looks crazy, like just show car stunning, right? Exactly, you know it. But with that being said, even though people know it, they say, oh man, it says it only lasts a year, whatever, this and that. I'm going to tell you this right now. I had it on my own vehicle. You can see it on this video right here. On my own vehicle for almost 4.5 years because I took care of the vehicle and I'm who I am. I know how to make them last. I did aftercare. You can find out about aftercare in this video here. And these things apply to all headlights. Here's the thing, what they did, okay? It's a little bit inaccurate information, but in terms of them, and satisfactory and non-disappointing, it's kind of like a disclaimer. It's just like somebody, like when I do a headlight, I know it's going to last 3 or 4 years, right? I know it's going to last at least 2 years, right? But I tell people less than that because I don't want them to be disappointed if it doesn't. So I cut it in half, or when I undercut it or whatever. I say, I warranty all my shit, or I don't really warranty, but if anything happens within a year, just let me know and I'll evaluate it and, I'll take care of it, which has never happened, mind you, once. Not once. Okay. With that being said, it's because they have purposely set the bar so low that it's for the person who does their headlights wrong, does a wrong type of application, doesn't know what they're doing, the everyday Joe who, let's say, doesn't wash their car except for it rains. Okay, I had a lady once that hit me up about 15, 16 months. It was like, oh, I want them to look brand new again. I was like, shit, they should. If they don't, I'm going to come out and take care of them for you, right? And I came out and took care of them. And I was like, I see what you're saying. But I was like, you have about a pound or two of dirt and shit all over your headlight, lady. What's going on? Your whole car is tore up. Right? I didn't say that. Of course, I said it nicer, but that's going on in my mind. I was like, when do you wash your car? She's like, oh, when it rains. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what's going on. Your paint's going to get blown out. Your headlight's going to get blown out, all that shit. That kind of customer, they're talking about, they're gauging that for those person. Another customer that came back like 2 years and like 3 months later after I did his headlights, and his headlights still looked kind of good, whatever, but they were really beat up because he drove 300 miles a day for work. He drove like 150 to work and 150 home, and he worked like 7 days a week. He was some kind of contractor or some shit, right? And it was on a Toyota. And it's on one of those videos. It's actually this video right here. And that's an extreme situation. So they gauged it for those extreme situations. So they don't want to have to hear shit from anybody. Okay, that's one of the reasons why. Okay, they probably know it lasts longer, but they're going to say that just so, it's a legal thing. It's a disclaimer thing. So don't get it twisted when they say that. Another reason why they say that is because their data might not be correct. For one, they are talking about double coating. This double coating is going to make it not last as long. Okay, instead of one heavy coat. Double coating is not going to make it as transparent as it should be. Okay, I chopped that up for being that this product is made by scientists and they've only tried it so many times. And they've only tried it, whoever invented this or whoever made it, whatever group, whatever faculty made this, I guarantee you in 1 month of work, probably even 1 week, I have done more headlights than they have in their life. Guarantee it. Think about it. Do you think one of these scientists went out there and did 1,000 headlights? All right, they said we want 1,000. No, they did like 2, 3. Maybe they did some other shit, which I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. No, of course not. They have the working knowledge of what they made, but they don't have the working knowledge and wisdom of experience. Okay, they don't. I know their product better than them. They might know the tech names of this IPA-L product was introduced inside of this polymer XYZ, all that bullshit, right? But they don't know how it works. They don't know how to apply it correctly or to put it behind what as correctly as I do. If you said, okay, let's do headlight restoration competition between the people who invented this and me, my headlight's gonna last longer. My headlight's gonna look better. I guarantee it. Why? Because I'm using their shit, right? I've kind of altered their plan or whatever because I know this. But with that being said, another thing they do when people are doing product testing, do you think that these people are like, okay, let's drive this car around for a year and check out this, and then after that year comes, we can release this product and get it out there. We got to get see how long a couple of these cars last. Like you and me would probably do that, right? We'd spray a couple cars and see how long they last and shit like that, right? No, they're going off statistical data from machines. They're weather machines. They're called QUV, I believe, QUV machines or whatever. You could even buy one. I could buy one. They're like 14,000, 15,000, okay? And what happens is they don't even spray headlights. They spray these panels, okay? Maybe these panels of plastic or polycarbonate or whatever. And they interject them in the machine, and then they program the machine to mimic a year of weather, okay? Sun up and sun down, sun up and then. But here's the thing. That machine does all that, condenses a year worth of shit, a year worth of weather, okay, from, lighting and different kind of lights inside of it and different kind of fog and condensation and heat and cold inside the machine in 1 year and like 2 months or like in a month or like in a week, okay? So think about that. It's very inconsistent data. Like, what can you really get from that? You just kind of get an idea, and they threw out that 1 year because what they're doing is, what's going to happen to any product when you subject a year of damage to it in a week, in a month, right? So this is how all products are tested like this. They sell these machines to companies. Anybody can buy one, right? With that being said, and they even have big businesses that actually do this as well, that have a bigger scale where they might, coat some lights or something like that and throw them in there and do the same thing. But the thing is, the data is complete because where are you at? Where am I at? Where are they at? What are they doing? This California weather? Are they doing the Mojave Desert weather? Are they doing Thailand weather? Are they doing New England weather? Exactly. Weather is different everywhere. People get different amounts of sun. How much sun does somebody in California get versus how much sun does somebody in Seattle get, right? How much heat does somebody in Arizona get versus somebody in, fucking New York or something, right? How much heat and sun, there's different things. How often did they program the machine to test somebody who parks in the garage? Did they, somebody who parks in the sun, somebody who, tarps their car? You just doesn't know. You just don't know. So the data is just like a shot in the dark, okay? It's just to put a disclaimer on there. That's all that thing is, a disclaimer. These lights last a lot longer. And I know firsthand from doing so many vehicles and my own personal vehicles with this exact same method and exact same product. But also be forewarned, my method is kind of superior. Okay, this is part of why the headlight Meguiars last really long with my method. But yes, they are going off of statistical data made from a machine, not everyday life. Okay, so don't believe the hype. This is an awesome product. What is the UV weather testing machine? It is used to predict the relevant durability of materials exposed to the outdoor environment. Rain and dew are simulated by a revolutionary condensation system. The damage effects of sunlight are simulated by fluorescent UV lamps.
100% synthetic and cannot produce the real effect of life. Along with that, so many different variations of headlights in different situations of life that it cannot predict.
The Headlight Restoration Pro. The best quality.
Can you stop it?
I don't know. With these weapons,